now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, what happened last night?
Absolute joy happened last night.
Nothing. What are you on about? Nothing happened last night, did it?
It did, yeah. Yeah, incredibly. I mean, I've got to be honest here. Being a Brit and it being 55 years after 66, I was still apprehensive, would be the right word, but overjoyed. Because you think, well, is the shoe going to drop? But it didn't. It didn't. We now can say we have. Well, we'll know on Sunday how, but it's just an amazing, and the fans were celebrating, first of all, the freedom of actually being in the stadium, and the fact that England played so well again, because they sort of switched gear 5 minutes before the end of the second half. They changed just suddenly. They took total control, and they kept that control until the end of the match.
Well, the poor buggers, they used their substitutes so early that they only had 10 man for the second half of extra time.
It was a delightful thing. It was extremely stressful because, as you said, we were 1-0 up, 1-0 up, 1-0 up, 1-0 up, and you think, oh, then it was just so stressful because, as you said, we normally top it up. But it was, and then Harry came to duff the penalty, but then get it on the second hit.
Yeah.
Somebody said that he was just showing off. he duffed the penalty so that he can get it on the rebound. Oh, utterly. It was pretty exhausting, and I was pacing around the front room, and so delighted, and for the boys, and from sort of all the people involved, it was joyful, absolutely joyful.
Apart from the bloke that's just joined us, who's not bothered in the slightest.
Couldn't give a.
He's from North Denmark, isn't he?
Western Denmark.
That's Wales, isn't it? Western Denmark.
Possibly so, but yeah. Do you know what? There's nothing he can say. Nothing that he can say that can take the edge off of it. Which is, it's just lovely. And how is the cricket, Stephen?
Cricket can take a back seat at the moment, certainly until Sunday night. And Chris is saying hello, Stephen, John, and Stephen, and Peter, because Peter wasn't here at the time. Congrats from Belgium. And then we go over to Nick, and Nick is quite happy too. And hello, Peter. So there you are, all in. But it's fantastic feeling, fantastic night, and we have literally waited so long for it to happen.
Well, amuses children.
What?
It amuses children.
Well, if it makes your nation happy, that's fine. Do you know? It doesn't bother me 1 ounce.
Aye, we sure do, mate. We sure do.
Not one.
The best thing I've seen about it this morning was Nicola Sturgeon with a red cross on her face singing Simply the Best. Have you not seen that on Facebook?
I don't believe
you. No, look out for it.
It's genuinely true. It's obviously artificial intelligence. Does intelligence and Nicola Sturgeon go together, Peter?
No. I got to disagree. Basically, I know Peter agrees with you, but even given that, she congratulated our new MP last week on actually winning the fight against the odds, really, because everybody was a Guinea. So I'm not ruled by her, so I can say what I like. I think she's, from outside, she's actually got a handle on the real world. And Corinda is watching on the website. Thank you, Corinda. And Corinda,
Stephen?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You said our MP, is that because she's from Burnley?
No, she's not. No, she's from. I mean, it is Yorkshire. So when I say our, I'm in Lancashire, and she's in Yorkshire. And okay,
Yeah, I get you.
I'll drop the accent now.
But it was
Right.
that Galloway creep who tried to split the left vote, didn't he? With
Yeah.
his usual racist rants and divisive comments, and it just makes me wonder how long is he going to keep on doing this?
As long as he can, I feel. I mean, he did get 8,500 votes, so a lot of people believed what he was saying, and he did obviously have an effect, but not the effect he wanted.
Not as much as he wanted, for sure.
Yeah. Corinda is saying, Peter, I forgot to ask yesterday, what's the background?
That is Aberdeen Harbour. And that bit there, that's the control tower for the boats coming in. And that boat's actually going out of the harbour.
Was that one you were using in yesterday's talk then?
Yes, yeah. I quite like it. Yeah.
So do you think that England will win on Sunday?
Right. Statistically, no. Heart says yes. Stats say Italy have been beaten in 33 matches.
Whoa.
But I mean, they have the ability to do it. And we've got a manager, well, we've got the best manager we've had since Alf Ramsey, really.
Yes, agreed.
So they've got it.
If Sterling's on form, as he has been all the way through, he can get past anybody.
Yeah.
And we didn't even... who's the Man United lad who was fighting the Tory children grab?
I know who you mean, yeah. Rashford.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford. He didn't play last night. He's played bugger all for most of the matches. So when he gets on, good on you, Nick. When he gets on, and it's as important as it will ever be for him until the next World Cup, it could be. We could do it, couldn't we?
We could well do it. We could be sat here next week talking about football again, Peter. So
yeah, just bring me in when you need me.
Right. Okay. Well, you don't have this problem, but right. Before we move on, just staying with sport for a second. Roger Federer actually was beaten yesterday at Wimbledon for the first time in a long time. He's reigned supreme at Wimbledon and at the US Open, and he's 39, which is getting to the top end of the range of active tennis players, and he stays superbly fit. And taught he taught 3 people a lesson on his way. But this may well have been his last Wimbledon. So for me, a personal thank you.
He said last night he thought he wouldn't be back.
Yeah. Personal thank you.
Most disappointed Englishman last night? It's got to be Grealish. A substitute being substituted. Sorry?
Why was he taken
off? A defender was put on in his place.
Yeah, they changed the formation to. I'm going to get this wrong, but they changed the formation to 3-4-3. So I didn't need Grealish, so they were on the defensive for the last part of it. Right now, I'm going to put a date up on the screen.
Yeah.
It's when the Johnson variant takes off even more.
Right. Just a word of explanation for our American viewers. We've been ruled by a committee rather than by our Parliament for quite a while now, and all that will cease on July 19th, and all the regulations regarding COVID will stop, and you will not be, if you ever were, getting fined for meeting up with people having a normal life. But the problem with this is that our government have not given any concrete advice in relation to mask wearing. So my first question is, after the 19th, will you still wear a mask?
Hell yeah.
John?
Well, I do all the time now when I go shopping, even though millions of people don't bother around here. Yeah, I pretty much think I will.
Yeah, I think when I'm indoors too, I will wear a mask. It's something we've got used to, something we can understand how it works, how it protects people. But my own personal view on this is that basically the government wanted to get a situation where there was no correlation between the number of people being infected and the number of people in hospital and the number of people dying. Yeah. Now the vaccination program has done a marvelous job for all of us and lowered the risk. But by actually, we've been told now that infections could rise to 100,000 a day. Is it sensible to do what he's doing?
Well, if you don't do something, you can be locked in forever.
What he was caught lying again yesterday in Parliament when he said that scientists had said that we had broken the link between COVID infections and hospitalisation. That's a lie. They haven't broken the link. They've much reduced the link, but we're looking forward to 100,000 a day infections and a very much reduced number of people in hospital. But we're already back at 2,000 people in hospital. That's going to go up to 10,000 or so at a guess estimate.
I don't know what the real world's doing seems to be different. I mean, for the last 11 months, Alice's ward has been a COVID ward. It has gone back to being a general ward from this week.
Yeah, the vaccinations really have reduced the relationship between infections and hospitalizations and therefore death. They haven't broken that link. That's the lie that the Johnson variant has brought along.
Is it not reality that we're going to have to live with COVID?
Yeah,
we're never going to get rid of it.
It's always been the case that we're going to have to live with COVID forever. Yeah, and the vaccinations have done their job to make us four much safer than than before they were here. But you asked the question, wasn't it always going to be this way? And what's the alternative? The alternative is to take precautions. They don't have to be mandated, but when Chris Whitty said, yes, if he was in a room with strange people, he'd wear a mask. And then the other guy from the NHS on Monday's briefing said the same thing. And Johnson, of course, didn't, because he's a fool. We're led by donkeys once again. But all the people I know of, John, no way they're going to go hugging and kissing and strangers and stuff like that. Not going to happen.
I really don't think that's for this program.
No, we're not a techie program. Not today. We're a social program. John doesn't look happy.
Cold. All right. I was woken up at 6:30 this morning when they started working in the hole outside my house.
That's early, John.
Sorry?
That is early. Were they supposed to start at 6:30?
No, they're not supposed to start before 7, but they've got trying to fix something. They have 2 experts come and tell them what to do this morning. And I guess they started early because they want to finish at 3:00 like they normally do.
Back to the masks. I've been out training a new guy. And we've been wearing our masks even outside when we come to their door. And not one not one of the people we deal with, put on a mask.
Yeah.
Not one. You know? No, okay, we don't go into their houses, but even, no, we wipe down the payment reader. Say, remember, wash your hands as well after. We'll wipe it, give it to them. And I think the population is just, I mean, my cousin and his wife got COVID after being a year in, basically. And I said, what was it like? Sore throat for a few days, and that was it. And they got their COVID, and they had their 2 vaccinations. I think we've just got to get on with it now, or otherwise we're going to be stuck in a bubble the rest of our life. And I don't really want to live like this anymore. I want the freedom. And it's great to say that, I believe that are saying this, if you've had your 2 vaccinations and someone's got it at a place you've been, that you won't have to isolate for 10 days or 14 days anymore, which I think is brilliant. You know? We're just going to
starts in England in August. Oh,
yeah,
so
but
Nick,
of course, I have to wait for Nippy Sweetie to see what she's going to say. You know, and it'll always be one little itsy bitsy thing that's different to make her look different. I've had enough of it. Next time.
I don't know how a lanyard is going to give you protection. I think you mean you've got a lanyard that
Yeah.
exempts you.
Yeah.
It's not giving you any protection. I wanted to be rude to Mr. Wood and say, with a face like yours, who'd want to hug a look? But then I've changed my mind.
good job you changed your mind, Nick. Good job you changed your mind there.
You're pulling his leg.
Okay. Now this is UK employers struggle with the worst labour shortage since 1997. Now that the UK economy is getting better, we don't have enough skilled people. We don't have enough unskilled people. We don't have enough people. No?
Well, where have they all gone to?
Sorry?
They've gone back one, John.
Right. You earn that one.
Well, I know the lorry drivers, some of them have got double their wages. They're getting paid
Yeah,
£15
there's a
an
huge
hour.
shortage of
Yeah.
lorry drivers. Huge shortage.
And they can now do hours over and above what they were allowed to do before.
Well, John's breaking up to me today.
It's slightly, it must be the workman.
Right. Yeah, so there's a shortage of lorry drivers. But funnily enough, I've been watching a lorry driver where there's 45,000 subscribers watching. No, it's quite amazing. There's a lot of lorry drivers leaving. And it's not about the money. It's about the hours. It's about the shifts. They get treated like dirt by supermarkets. If you're not there on time, you don't get to unload. And you have to sit there all night waiting to get unloaded in the morning. And he says, and there's no showers, there's nothing there. And a lot of guys are actually leaving the industry because of the conditions. And I know what it's like because I've been a lorry driver. I worked in the roads in London and I had to sleep in the cab. There was no facilities, absolutely no facilities. Or if there were, you had to pay through the nose for them. So that's why there's a shortage. It's not just because there's not enough drivers, it's because people are leaving the industry.
It is because there's not enough drivers. My lad's driving at the moment, and the agencies that he's used are crying out for people because they're not there. Whether the terms and conditions are like they were when you were a driver, I doubt, because Paul spent time in his cab overnight and various bits and bobs. But he's stayed at a thing called a service station, Pete. Kind of available. So but the main thing is that lots of European Europeans who were drivers have buggered off back home.
Because they cheapened the industry.
Because of Brexit.
Yeah, because they cheapened the industry. That's why. And the employers loved it. And now so why are they now doubling their wages? Why are British people getting double the wages? Answer me that one.
I tell you what, I tell you what, Sterling, what a great match he had last night as well, didn't he?
You know, something
it was
I
bloody
can't hear you
superb.
properly, Stephen. Sorry, the communication. But no, here's a load of army guys. There's a load of people coming out the services. They're even ex-prisoners. They're saying get into lorry driving. Well, we'll get you into lorry driving. So British people, and I don't know if you've heard, Nissan have done something else, and there's another car factory. Who's it? Are they making electric cars or something?
Nissan are making batteries, I think.
Yeah, there's a British car company as well.
Nissan is both batteries and cars.
Yes.
And the other one is the Vauxhall plant up in Cheshire.
Yeah.
Ellesmere Port.
So
That's going to make
I would say is
electric cars with various badges on it because it's part of a group.
yeah. I
And
would
it's
stop.
eventually going to make electric vans for people like you.
Yes, yeah. Because most electric vans work locally. I mean, I'm buying vans just now. It's the situation I'm in. I've now got 4 vehicles on the road, would you believe? And I've just employed a new guy as well. He's happy to get a job, ex-serviceman as well. So you got to stop bashing this because of Brexit, guys. You really have to try and. What can you do?
Who says we've got
the British economy?
Are you shutting us down? Who says we can't talk about Brexit and the effect it's had on the UK?
What you do is knock it and knock it and knock it. Be positive about your country. Be proud to be British.
We all are. We're all Brits through and through. But the thing is that this is having a direct. Okay, John, how are your supermarket shelves?
Fine. I haven't seen any shortages at all where I live.
In Stoke, Stephen?
Nope. All cool.
Okay. In Aberdeen, Peter?
Seafood.
So we're not complaining.
So what's the problem?
Okay. I didn't say there was a problem. I was just asking.
Where's my ration card coming in?
The problem is not here. The problem is in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay. And the problem has been put back for a number of months while they try and find a solution. But basically, under what we've negotiated, meat cannot be exported from the mainland, that mainland being Scotland, England, Wales, cannot be exported to Northern Ireland.
Well, there's a solution.
There is a solution.
Agreement. Break the agreement. Just let it go and say, that's the way you're playing. Goodbye. Send Red Cross parcels when we've no food, when we're begging for food. Remember what we used to do and put aid to people. Aid us.
It's much more complicated, though, than we're discussing here, because it's all about infection rates, cross-contamination, and all sorts of things, not just border pricing.
Right, there's something which is not football and not politics, and let's go something techie for all of us. Audio editor Audacity denies a spyware accusation.
Better remove it then.
That software's been around for about, what, 20 years?
Yeah.
Even longer than that, I think.
Oh yeah, market leader. But the recent furore is because they have Russian partners, and they're giving data from their users to their Russian partners. Anyway, okay, let's come on closer to home. We'll go to India. Is there any news in video, John?
Well, before we get into what you're expecting me to say, I put together a little video based about football. Yeah, and England's success after Tuesday. I'm not sure what it is about the Indians, and I know they love cricket, but they kept putting cricket up instead of football on the automated image search. So I think that's something we need to look at. But if you have an Apple one of these, you can now do in video on your phone. And in about 3 to 4 days, you'll be able to do it on your Android phone
or iPad, even.
or your iPad. Well, you've been
Yeah.
able to do it on iPad anyway, because I've used it on my pad in Chrome browser. So,
We're
Right.
built.
or the fact that the design fits, as opposed to where is me controls.
So inspired by video, after
Oh.
John's hard work in persuading Pyle that 4 o'clock was our slot, we'll be on at 4 o'clock today, 11 a.m. Eastern. That's
Yeah.
after the interview with
We are going to do that program. Otherwise, I'm going to feel all right. Beep.
Right, after the interview with Marco Novo. So there's an interview with Marco Novo, 3:30 today in the InVideo group, and then John and I are on at 4 o'clock.
Well,
And
it wasn't me that
yeah.
persuaded Payal, however you pronounce the name. It was Sankit that made the decision, not me.
Well,
he sent me an apology message.
right, okay. Right, is anyone any news they would like to discuss?
Just got on the India front. I've got developers in India, contact with, and 3 out of the 12 guys who are isolating together got bloody COVID.
Yeah.
And obviously it was the Johnson variant, so they've been pretty ill. But luckily they're okay now, and back in business, so to speak. But then I found out that my grandson and granddaughter have been sent home from school, so they're part of the 750,000 kids who are at home now. And there was another, and a guy who was coming to the networking group phoned up last minute saying he couldn't come because his son had the Johnson variant as well. So it's all a bit.
What's the Johnston variant?
Pardon?
What's the Johnston variant?
It's the one that he let into the UK without locking down India. Pardon?
I thought they weren't allowed to mention names anymore.
Which, no, this is called a piss take, okay?
I see.
But my guys are getting better. That's cool.
Good. Okay. Now, we've not mentioned this for a while, or this person for a while. Trump is suing Twitter, Google, and Facebook, alleging censorship.
Wow. He hasn't actually done it yet, has he?
Well,
And
he's not gonna.
the rest of the threats he's made that he never carried out.
Because he's raising money off of it. When he says he's going to do something, he sends out these text messages saying, President Trump is fighting another battle on your behalf, America. But for 5 times the value, send us your cash now. President Trump looks at these lists of people like you. He's raising millions, absolute bloody millions, because there are some Trumpy people over there.
But it's a marketing exercise then.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody has ever taken on the social media giants and actually got a verdict in their favor. So he's on hiding to nothing.
Something here and you'll get banned. You mention something here and you will get banned.
If I played Dire Straits now, which I could,
yes,
then I get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's copyright there, but if you mention a medical thing that the Indians have taken, by the way, whoosh, you're gone. Whoomp.
Yeah.
Bang. No, that is not right.
He's actually
running with Facebook the week before last.
Yeah.
I broke community standards. I'm still trying to work out. But somebody I know posted that she was looking to get thinner lenses because she has a very, very high number of +9.
Yeah.
So -9, not +9. And it basically means that they're like the bottoms of bottles. And I posted a link to a specialist website that makes thin lenses for people with high numeric value or low numeric values, and that broke community standards.
And was that some person sitting behind a keyboard doing this? Or was it
No.
AI?
A bot, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
And if you're interested, it's called thinlenses.co.uk.
Yeah,
Apparently that's I were posting spam.
ridiculous.
This is lawyers, and that doesn't include Giuliani, who's now been suspended in Washington and New York. They file papers in New York, whereas Facebook terms and conditions say that any legal things, or this is all governed by California law. So there's now a bit of an issue about whether you're allowed to sue somebody that you've agreed terms and conditions with, by the way, and can you sue them in? It's like saying I want to take a French company to court, and I file papers in London. It doesn't quite work like that. So there's all sorts of discussions over there at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Where do we go? Okay. Let's go here. Amazon Live is the ability to go live on Amazon's own page and market the products that they sell, obviously. And to do that, you need to have an iPad or an iPhone. You can't go live without it. You need to be an Amazon influencer to start with. So step one is to be an Amazon influencer. How do you become an Amazon influencer? You apply. And if you have a good social media presence on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, then you can become an influencer. If you are an influencer, then you can apply to go on Amazon Live. And if you go on Amazon Live, then it means that you can actually sell anything that's in the Amazon.com store. Okay, now you have to do a trial, okay, because they're not going to let you in unless you're reasonably good. And the next stage up is to become an insider, an Amazon insider. And you've bored somebody. Who have I bored?
Pete's gone.
Pete's gone. To be an Amazon insider, you've got to basically prove your worth to Amazon. And it's at this point I would like to say a big thank you to Marco Novo, who taught me everything I know. And he just dropped off screen. It's coming back. Also to, and hopefully Peter will be here.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you to Chris de Boven. Now, Chris is a great friend since we met on live video, and Chris has supported me. It's only 8 days since I actually went live on Amazon Live for the first time. And I learned overnight that I am now an Amazon insider, and I can go regularly live on Amazon and sell. And that's
Sell what, Stephen? Sell what?
anything in the Amazon store. So
I'm on a commission.
It's basically I'm selling products that I'm promoting. It's an affiliate sales position,
Right.
really. And basically, if people click the links that you put into your shopping carousel, then you'll get a commission when they click the link and buy. And if anything that's bought in the 48 hours afterwards, you get commission on too. And that's anything, nothing that you've been selling them, anything they're buying the next 48 hours, you get commission on. Okay. I can only say that I joined this at Marco's recommendation. And we do know, Peter and I do know somebody who earns $1,000 a month simply by going live on Amazon. And that was one of my motivating factors. Other than the fact, so I want to say thank you to Marco and thank you to Chris for making. I just feel, well, I'm amazed by how quick it happened and to actually be there. and to be able to go live. I've got 3 shows a week, just to advertise. Monday is the techie one. Wednesday is the thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Wednesday is the country walking, and Friday is languages, learning languages. During which it's quite possible when I do the show tomorrow night that I may be featuring Angelica's German learning books. So there you are. So there is method in my madness. So not only will I, if I sell Angelica's books, not only will I get commission on it, but Angelic will get paid for it as well.
But Stephen, the thing is, you more or less sell things that you've used yourself, don't you?
You can sell that. You've got to. Well, no, not necessarily. You sell things which are of interest to you. You're not just selling things that you've got personal knowledge of.
Yeah.
I mean, like take last night, and congratulations to Nick on doing his first show yesterday. And we're building quite a team. And thank you to Brigetti as well, because Brigetti gave some pointers too. In terms of what you can sell anything that's on Amazon.com. Okay, because it's got to. The only place you can go live is .com. You can't go .co.uk, .de, or it's got to be there. But you can sell anything you like. So last night on the program, I had obviously the gimbal that I use, but also I had Country Magazine from the UK, which people in the States can buy for $3.99. Yeah. So I'm selling things which I know of, but not necessarily use. Yeah. So it's just another. Yes, I'm feeling rather good about it, as you can tell.
Does that mean anything that's purchased comes from America to where they are?
You would have to have it shipped to here. I mean, the audience is primarily American, and people watch Amazon Live in their millions.
Okay.
And the other thing is that, as Marco was saying, I mean, he's had thousands of people watching concurrently at the same time, even over the sale period, and people just come in, and it's just an amazing experience, and I'm learning as I go along.
It's the future. If you imagine like say Avon and all these places this is the Avon now of the future. You're selling Amazon products just like Avon in people's houses.
Things don't change; they just get reinvented.
Yeah, I've always said this is it. I think I could do well if I got that sorted out.
Yeah, future's now.
You and your friend were calling catalogue sales the other day. Your Scottish term for catalogue sales, the free.
It's called the clubby book.
The clubby book.
So it's the club. People pay their money up, a clubby book. That's what we call it. Don't hear it much nowadays, of course. It's now credit. Another name, it was called Tick.
Yep.
Tick.
Remember Tick?
Yeah. With a clock on the mantelpiece, where you put your money in, saving up for when he knocked on the door. Provident checks.
Provi check. That's it.
Yeah.
No, I could have made a fortune as a milkman if I was a thief, because in the early mornings, people would leave their milk money out for me in hidden places. But they also they also left their money for the Provi check man. I could have lifted it all, but I didn't.
Right. Okay. So let's find something else to talk about.
What to argue about today?
Okay. If I put this term on screen, what does it mean to you? You can say what it means.
Nothing.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Nope. Okay. John?
No.
Right.
I know what 500, not 100.
Right. We've had in cricket, we've had T20, which is 20 overs of 6 balls, which is 120 balls during an innings, in an effort to increase the crowds and to encourage families to attend cricket matches. The whole thing has now been rebranded, and rather than 120 balls in a session aside, you now only get 100. That's why it's called the 100. So this starts on July 21st. I can see you're all enthusiastic. It starts on July 21st. basically, it's not the traditional county teams taking place. The teams from Manchester and Birmingham and Leeds and Liverpool and. Okay, right. Okay, I've finished advertising it. Okay, right, fine.
We wake up now.
You can all wake up. Yeah, okay.
Have you got more subjects?
Have I got more subjects? I'm looking around, Peter. I'm trying to find the one that's not going to say. I'm trying.
The Stockwell 6. Do you remember that?
Stockwell 6.
Do you remember that?
Rings a faint bell, but carry on, please.
The Stockwell 6 was, I think it was black people. It was on the other day. They were jailed. And they were jailed because of a corrupt British transport detective who I believe now has died. He ended up in jail and he died of a heart attack in jail. These people were blamed for something that was not them. And they've been exonerated. Because they looked at his past cases and found he was corrupt and he was framing people. He did end up in jail. But one guy phoned in yesterday, he says, you know the hardest thing for me? He says, my father was sure I had done what they said I had done. And he went to his grave, my father, thinking that I was a criminal. And he wasn't. And I think that's a damn disgrace. And I think anybody that frames somebody, coppers them on about, they should be brought back from their retirement and serve the same sentence that they framed somebody for. What do you think of them?
A similar thing happened to a couple of the post office people as well. Their parents have passed on thinking that they were thieves when they in fact weren't.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some of the people who were blamed committed suicide too, which they don't speak about much. So, damn disgrace. But that was a bit of news. I just listened to it. I hate injustice. Hate it.
John, is there anything happening in Solihull?
Raining. There's a bloody big hole outside my house with 5 men in it.
Oh dear.
Apart from that.
Oh, really? I got married on Sunday. Does that count as something happening?
It
It
does.
happened in Solihull, though. Happened in Stratford. By God, did it rain.
I'll tell you, I've been out and about in the van with the training, and it was absolutely terrible to see all the places that have shut down in Aberdeen. For sale signs everywhere in the city centre. And the big John Lewis in Aberdeen, they're now debating should they turn that into housing.
Oh yeah.
Or set it into a big market area. Yeah, it's such a
John
shame.
Lewis was on in Birmingham, and it was the showcase site in the new Central Shopping Centre.
Yes.
And it's gone.
Yeah. We're the same with Debenhams.
We only think that the only reason they kept Solihull is simply because it is so close to their regional depot that it made sense to have a shop close to where you store all your stock.
I will tell you, this is why it's turning into the Amazon Lives, and then people that will be able to sell things from their own website in the future, they may buy the goods in or drop ship it. Don't even touch it. Go to manufacturer, sell that for you. I'm a good salesman, right? Line up. We've got a special offer today on your website. Drop your name in there. We'll get it sent out. I do that with. I can do that with fly killers up here. Somebody wants a fly killer. I don't even touch it. I get it to who I buy it from, and I've already been paid, and they put it out to my customer. It's there already. That's the future. We're all little shopkeepers, as a gentleman, well, he wasn't a gentleman really, once said.
Napoleon, wasn't it?
A nation of shopkeepers. Who was it said it?
Napoleon.
Napoleon, yeah. And you're still not getting your Waterloo badge back from my regiment, Napoleon.
I don't think he cares. I think he's been dead quite a while.
No, but do you know what he said about my regiment? Terrible gros chevaux, those terrible grey horses. Took his banner.
I can't tell you what it's like in Stoke, but it's sunny at the moment.
Oh, right.
Piddling down the last ever. But I can tell you that the space race is hotting up, where we've got Richard Branson with his Virgin Galactic first launch with him on it on the 11th of July, which is 3 days' time.
Oh, wow.
Jeff Bezos is sitting next to his brother on his first launch. I think Blue Horizon, I think, on the 20th of July. And it's a bit further out, but Elon Musk and his SpaceX are just flinging rockets up left, right, and centre. But there's a private lunar mission, all using SpaceX kit, which will launch a Japanese entrepreneur called Yasuka Misawa, and they're going to fly to the moon and around it, and then come back on. And that's going to be 2023. And when you consider where we are in 2021 at the moment, that's like tomorrow. So it's just all happening. It's all happening, and it's marvellous. And Elon's still trying to get.
Would you go into orbit?
Again?
Shut up. I know.
Would we go into orbit?
Would you, if you got the opportunity? Would you, or would you just like?
Yeah, I want to teleport into orbit. Thank you very much. I wait for that technology, so that one moment I'm in Devices, and the next minute I am live from space. I'd love to look down on the Earth from way above. I'd love to do that. I really would.
Yeah. Fantastic, but I can't bear the thought. It's just too claustrophobic.
I don't know if you're aware, Stephen, but we keep getting little messages up that saying the host has joined the broadcast on the top of our screens. And I'm not looking once or twice, looking like 5 times in the last few seconds.
No, I haven't seen anything. We call it feature, John.
You know, you always feed back. That's why I feed it back to you. You feed it all back to.
I tell you, I don't watch TV now, hardly at all. I watch YouTube, right? So if I'm watching YouTube, other people are watching YouTube. So I really need a YouTube channel. I've really got to do that now. But here's the thing. I came across this Dutch lady pilot, right? And she's actually got a website where you pay $9 or $9 whatever is a month or bigger ones. And all she does is fly in airplanes. And she flew South Africa in a helicopter, airplanes. What a fascinating idea! And we were in with her, and then another lady pilot in an R-22 Robinson helicopter, and they took us all over South Africa. And I thought, wow! And she's got massive subscribers just watching her flying. It's the same with a lorry driver. I wonder if they do that with a rat catcher. Yes.
You know, you've got followers for your walks. We're waiting to go through the railway tunnel.
Oh, yeah, I am buying. I'm going to buy. What do you call it? Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's on the Amazon shopping.
9.
Sorry?
A GoPro 9.
A GoPro 9. Look for that. Because what I want to do, Stephen, but I'd have to set it up so you know when I'm going to be on. Yeah. And then start the run. And probably a Friday morning. Just going
This won't be 11 o'clock till 2 a.m., will it?
No. I will do it, and I'll start at the park and I'll go right along the railway line. And if somebody's coming with it, they'll be told I'll be stopping a lot and I'll be talking about the area, you know.
All the way through, because I wanted to be sure that you were safe, but I did want to go to bed.
Yeah, no, it was good. Well, listen, folks, I'm gonna have to take a wee break. Aye, and I mean a wee break. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna freeze myself.
Peter is frozen. Yes, no, he's not. Yes, he is. Might be.
Oh,
Really?
He was going to freeze himself with a finger, but never mind.
Okay, I could take that for a few minutes, but I'm not going to sit there for 10 minutes while Peter, let us know when you're coming back in. Right, okay. Now then, incredibly, obviously the economy is going booming at the moment as the whole country comes back to life, but house prices are set to continue rising.
I saw an article yesterday that says they've gone down because of the stamp duty holiday.
Coming to an end.
Right.
That's what they were saying.
Usually comes to an end, yeah.
Whatever it is, my son still can't afford one. Ridiculous.
Well, getting on the housing ladder at the moment, I hate to think how you do it.
It's having the sort of 10%, isn't it, for the deposit? I mean, when we were lads, interest rates were 15% for a while.
Yeah, I can remember 15%. But his problem is he's on minimum wage, minimum wage plus 45p, and the most they'll lend him is £82,000. He's got £60,000 saved. He still can't buy a house. You cannot get a house for £130,000 in Birmingham.
I'm back. Oh.
Okay, I couldn't leave that picture on the screen, Peter. I hope you understand. Oh dear.
Just hit that.
All right.
Have you had your tonsils removed, Peter?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. I've had my wisdom teeth removed. That's why I'm so daft.
Yeah, we're going to ignore that supposedly funny.
Where are we watching the match on Sunday?
The choice. Well, I'm home. I think.
ITV.
Right.
On
ITV. Yeah. Well, it's on both, isn't it? It's on ITV and BBC. Do we go with Gary or not Gary?
I can't understand why he's paid as much as he is.
How much?
1.3 million.
What?
And that's after a pay cut.
Yeah.
A week, a month, a year, a decade, or what?
A year. Yeah. Yeah.
They have to declare their top 50 earners now.
Yeah.
The BBC does.
Zoe Ball gets 890,000.
What?
Yeah.
How much do you get for this broadcast, Stephen?
Sorry?
How much do you get for this broadcast?
Nothing at
Well,
all.
that's appalling.
Zilch, not a penny. I do it because I enjoy it.
Get in touch with the BBC and say, give me 80 grand a week from now on.
It's funny what people will pay their worth, you know. And because of two things I tell my guys when they join, and I say, what do people pay us for? No, right. I says no. Two things they pay for is professionalism and a solution to their problem. Because when you do a wasp nest, it doesn't take long, and folks say, is that it? You've seen all the kit we're wearing, you've seen all this, you've seen the vans we arrived in, you've seen the telephones, and we are paying for a solution to your problem, and I hope we've done it professionally for you. And that's the answer. So I train them in that.
Nice one.
Yeah, and I do that. And but you're only here 5 minutes. So well, 5 minutes to you, but you phoned the woman. I then jumped in my van, which has got to be, and a woman says, "Okay, I understand." I said, "No, there's more. I'm going to tell you all." It is you. No, you get people saying, "Oh, I've got somebody half your price." And I said, "Well, thank you very much for phoning us, and I hope things work out for you."
You lost your beat. We've lost your rant.
Yeah, yeah, it's cutting you off automatically now.
Oh, right. Well, I get about 9 out of 10 calls. In fact, I am so free now. I mean, 3 guys sent them on their way today, and then I just said, Andy is your point of contact. Only contact me if you really need me. I'm absolutely free. What am I going to
That's
do?
good.
Join
Right,
us
yeah.
live.
Yeah, anything you like, Peter. You need to adjust to it.
Watch some YouTube.
Yeah.
Get yourself on Amazon Prime or on your webpage.
Well, I am much better. I've one thing I've got to do is my Zipped Up Life YouTube channel, which I'm going to incorporate everything in it. Mention everything that I do. No, because that cooking, I actually do cooking live now in my fitness club. And I says, "You've probably not made these before. Come in and I'll show you." I'll say I can't cook, but watch what I'm able to do now. Just follow the instructions, and I'll bake things like avocado brownies in front of them, and show them. And I can put my Ninja grill on, cooking chicken. I can put bread in my bread maker. I can put dough in my KitchenAid, and now I've got a new grill, Ninja grill.
So there's about half a dozen products there you just mentioned. Get
I
on to
know,
Amazon Live, you'll get
absolutely.
commission.
Yeah. And then I can say, "No, I'm going out my bicycle, and I'm going to make sure I've got my Terrano XT on my helmet so I can take any calls, things like that." Because that's about $149 to about £149 for that alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think a higher item ticket, you'll get more money.
Right, I've got to go. It's nearly
All right.
Okay. Cheers, Stephen.
Take
Take
very
care.
good care, guys. See you next week when England are European champions.
Okay.
Of course we will be.
Take
Of
care,
course
guys.
we will. That optimism makes the world go round.
So, Stephen, what are you going to do? Are you going to try and sell lots of items, or are you going for big ticket?
I'm a mixture, and I'm learning all the time. There's a group on Facebook which is of people who know what they're doing, and I don't at the moment, so I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
But basically, you've got a low ticket item, which is sort of basically you can click that, and it's only a couple of dollars. And you got either day I had a camera on $2,300. Now, there's no way that I'm going to use a camera at $2,300. But it's basically, I did a list of the cameras that you can use for live broadcasting: C920, Logitech Brio, and I put this list up on the internet, and somebody added this $2,300 camera to it. Principally because he's paid to do so. He's paid to put the camera in front of people. So I added it to my list, so I did it on the show. I don't know the first thing about it. It's a mirrorless camera.
He added it to your list.
Right outside of Amazon, I enjoy making lists. I've got lists of everything.
Yes.
And they're all public, and you can add to them if you want. And he did, and I used that as the basis of my shopping trolley. Yeah. So that was good. Coming through from Corinda. What is Stephen Logitech, or which model? On the show, we had the 690, the 920, the 922, and the Brio, all of which you could buy. So give people a choice. But it's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, John, it's over to you.
I had my eyes tested yesterday,
Uh-huh.
And they haven't changed much, but I do need two new sets of intermediate classes. Anyway, that's excitement from Solihull. So it's goodbye from Blabber below. Goodbye from Stoke-on-Trent, who's already gone because he's a busy man. And it's goodbye from Wiltshire. And Stephen and I will be along later today, 4 o'clock UK time. Bye.
Bye.